challenges that people are still facing is this inventory issue. I mean, it's there, and it's
Yeah,
not going to be
yeah.
fixed because interest rates are coming down. But I do think that there's some level of those people who have those lower interest rates who are going to say, hey, rates are coming down. Now's the time to go ahead and list if we do want to do something. So does that help the inventory situation at all? Or what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, in the long game, no.
Yeah.
There is a fundamental, if you look at it, the fundamentals of economics are supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have lower supply and you have high demand, it's going to cause prices to increase.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fundamentals of economics.
Yeah.
We are at a deficit, a long-term deficit of inventory here in the Nashville market over the long run. You know, if we're looking at, you know, the influx of new people to Nashville, new families forming, people graduating and, you know, starting off their lives on their own,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're going to be seeing a fundamental shortage of, especially here in the Nashville market, inventory for the long run. And it's because builders can't keep up with demand. And so, you know, that is going to cause pricing to stay strong at the very least. And that showed in 2023. Even with interest rates as high as they were, pricing did not come down too substantially,
Right.
if at all, in certain areas of
Right.
Nashville. And that's because of those fundamental supply and demand metrics.
Mm-hmm.
And so pricing has stayed strong.
And I think that's a great thing for those who are looking to buy,
Exactly.
or maybe haven't bought before.
Exactly.
And they have this concern about, are we in a bubble? Is the market going to crash? And I think that because of what you just explained, they can feel really confident that real estate is a great long-term investment, and there is
Couldn't agree
the
more.
potential to build that wealth long-term. And that's a pretty stable place to be putting your money right now.
We're both business professionals. And so sometimes when you look at life purchases, you see it in that kind of business framework. And, you know, I've always seen rent as a sunk cost.
Mm-hmm.
You are getting value out of it in exchange for what you pay, but you're never getting that money back.
Right.
And so the beautiful part about home ownership is that you are continually investing into yourself,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. So your mortgage, that monthly payment is not a sunk cost. That's just recovering your ownership to your home.
Right.
And so
I think that in the same line of thinking, I always like to see where I can get my money working in multiple different ways. And I think that's one of the most powerful parts of home ownership, when you really start to break down some of those details. Like you said, paying rent, that's right out the door. You're paying someone else's mortgage in that sense.
Exactly.
That is not working for you directly. Whereas you flip the switch into a mortgage situation, and yes, that is an expense, it feels like, on a month-to-month basis. But let's think about what that money is doing for you and what that asset is doing for you over time. When you make that mortgage payment, not only are you paying down that mortgage balance, but naturally, especially in the Middle Tennessee area, that home and its appreciation is doing wonders for you over time.
And then at the same time, you're receiving the value and benefit of a home. At the end of the day, you're getting a product that you can raise your family in, you can make memories in, that's yours, that you can customize and put your furniture wherever you want, paint your walls whatever color you want, you know. So you're getting the benefits of that too.
Yeah. I was talking to a client who just closed on their house last week, and they had been renting for 5 years prior, and they said that they were so excited to hang up shelves in their new home where they wanted to.
Yes.
He was talking about how he had these high ceilings in his place, and that, you know, it could have been beautiful to put some decorations and some shelves on the wall, and that wasn't an option. You know, you just have rules and restrictions. And so even though it's a place that you come home to every day, it's different when you have a place that's really your home. You know, you can do anything with it. You make those decisions. You decide how to invest more into that home over time, to do renovations and things that even add value even more to your home, you know? And so that's just a completely different feeling. And I think that, again, going back to being overwhelmed about all the moving parts and all the decisions you're making, when you boil it down to it, that's what we're doing. We're helping people find a place to call home and make those memories and build a family and pass down to leave a legacy. And I mean, the benefits of it are endless. How long have you been in the business?
Yeah, so I've been doing real estate for 3.5 years. I graduated college from Belmont and got my undergraduate degree in marketing, and I just was trying to figure it out. I graduated right during COVID.
Yeah.
And so, you know, people were shutting down.
Yep.
It was kind of like, how do I find a job when people aren't working?
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yep,
So
I'm on the same boat as you.
I was always enamored with real estate. I had a mentor that told me whatever you do in life involve real estate in some capacity. So that always kind of stuck in the back of my brain. And so I started kind of reaching out to people that were in the industry, taking them out to coffee, asking them, what their experience is like being in the business. And one thing led to the next, and I kind of wound up working for a home builder here in Nashville. And the owner and his sales manager gave me a shot, and I was totally green. I wasn't even licensed. And they let me go ahead and start. And then, 2 weeks after I got my license, I sold my first home. And then from there, it just continued to build and build. And I learned so much through that experience, and I'm so grateful I'm sincerely so grateful for getting to work and start my career where I did, with the people that I did. And then from there came a point where I felt like I was ready to take a leap on my own, and I felt like I joined the best team in Nashville. So I'm with the Milam Group here in Nashville with Frederick & Clark Realty. We are one of the top teams here in Nashville, and my broker has almost 23 years of experience in the business. We have agents that have been in the business for decades. It's just been such a learning experience. It's great to have the mentorship. It's great to have the resources, and just a team that you can continually learn and build from. So, as you know, iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
And so to be surrounded by people that are driven, to be surrounded by people that are passionate about the same things you are, makes you a better realtor, makes you a better agent. And for you, it makes you a better loan originator. So
yeah, absolutely. Just my experience working with your group is, every once in a while you run into a team who kind of feels a little spread out. People are doing their own thing, maybe different, times in their career in the business, and anytime I have an experience with your group, it seems like you guys are all just one unit. You guys are all hands on deck. You're willing to help with the contract negotiations, paperwork, satisfying the customer, working with the loan officer, just pulling the team together. And that makes all the difference in the world. And I know it comes from a place of having that experience, being in the business a long time, and being able to provide that support no matter where it needs to fit into the whole process. But I've definitely felt that myself, and I've had clients tell me just working with them and having the chance to work with you that they feel that all the way through. So I think that's just, starting from the ground up. You have to have a team that's there that can support you. Maybe you're out of the office one day or you can't reach your phone. You need somebody to be able to pick up where you left off and just make it as smooth of a process as possible. So last year was a crazy year in the market. I mean, we didn't know what to expect on a day-to-day, and we just kind of had to roll with the punches and do what we knew was the best thing for our clients at that time. But in a year like that, or really just even looking forward to the new year, how do you set expectations for your clients and really just help them navigate the ups and downs? And when things come up that are unexpected, how do you guys roll with that, and how do you help them through those kind of things?
Well, the most important thing an agent can be to their clients is a person they can trust.
Yeah.
And so it's so important for the agent to build trust, build a relationship, be a person that they can rely on for guidance, and for understanding through the murkiness of and complicated, like how complicated a real estate deal is. Yeah. And so one thing that I try to do the absolute best in my business is setting clear expectations on the front end, trying not to overpromise and underdeliver. I'd rather underpromise and overdeliver.
Yeah.
And just be honest with my clients. Try to put myself in their shoes and try to walk a mile in their shoes, and that honestly can help solve a problem so much quicker.
Yeah, I think that it's a good reminder for us who are in the business every day to just simplify it as much as we possibly can. Some of those terms and strategies that we're thinking about on a day-to-day, these people aren't thinking about that all the time, and how it fits into the different scenarios. So if we can really just simplify things as much as possible and talk on their level and walk through this process next to them instead of across the table from them, I think it goes a really long way in building that trust, like you said. So when things come up, it's no big deal. They know somebody's got their back.
Exactly.
We're going to figure it out. So I love that. Just simplify it. Don't overthink it,
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3 most important things that I try to do when problems come up is I be honest. I try to encourage both the client and myself to be able to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And, it's our job to rise to the occasion. And so I'm reminded of a client that I had back when I was in new home construction. Materials were taking forever to be delivered. Everything was delayed. My builder told me we can get it delivered by July of 21. So I told him July 21. And then July came around and it didn't happen. And then he was like, all right, it's going to be August. And so I said, okay, it's going to be August. And then August didn't happen. And then it just kept on happening and happening and happening till like end of October, 1st of November.
Wow.
And it was just, it hurt so much. Like he was in a really tough spot. He needed to be in the home. And so, the first thing I did was I made sure as soon as I found out that I told the buyer and the agent on the other side, so that way they could prepare and they can make arrangements around it. And then rolling with the punches, like I get pushback from that, and you just got to learn to be okay with that. But try to help that client. Navigate that complexity, see if there's a problem that you can solve in the quick moment that can help them stay at ease.
Right.
And then rising to the occasion with that particular transaction, I actually put on my construction boots, got out my caulking gun and my paintbrush, and I went out and I caulked that kitchen.
Wow.
And I painted that staircase. Because I was sick and tired of him being delayed, and I wanted to do what I could to get him in his home. And so, you're not going to see me hanging up, drywall or roofing because it's a little bit of a concern.
You'll stay in your lane
legally.
That's right.
But I can at least grab a paintbrush.
No, that's awesome.
And I remember my manager, I had a model home and I was just gone from the model home that day. I was working in that person's house. And my manager found me and she's like, what are you doing? Why are you not selling houses? And I was like, I'm trying to keep what I have. Like, I'm trying to help the people that I have under contract now. Because those people take priority than new customers.
Right.
Because they matter. They're delayed. We need to take care of these people first.
What separates you from the agent down the street? And talk about that a little bit.
First, I'm born and raised here in Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm a true local through and through. The second is I'm always learning. And so I'm actually working on my law degree right now, going to law school. And I'm doing that for the specific purpose of real estate. We deal so much with contracts. It's important to understand the law, the black letter of the law. So that way you can be an advocate for your clients. The third thing is I actually own a construction company as well. And that is directly integrated with my real estate business. And that is to maximize the services and opportunities that I can provide for my clients. If a client needs to buy land to go build a home, we can be their one-stop shop for not only the transaction, but then also the build. And coming from my background in new home construction and the team that I've built on that side of my business, we can execute that pretty thoroughly.
So you have a separate business, a construction business. That integrates different needs of your clients that you're working with or other clients that you'll come across in the future. And it's just all one-stop shop, like you said. What do you have a name? What's the construction company name?
So I own a company called Lakeland Building Partners. We're a local construction firm based here in Middle Tennessee. My partner has been doing construction for 10 years. I've been in the real estate space for 3.5 with my background specifically in new home construction. And so what we're offering is, not only full service real estate services, but also full construction services. So we can do anything from additions to remodels, new construction, insurance damage and repair. That's been, especially with the tornado that happened back in December, being able to be an advocate for those clients to the insurance companies, or against those insurance companies. That's been a real focus this first quarter for our company. But yes, Lakeland Building Partners. I'm fully dedicated to this industry. I'm not just somebody who got their real estate license on the side and does it just for friends and family or whoever they can pick up.
Right.
I'm fully dedicated to this industry, and that's why I'm going to law school, and that's why I started my construction company, is because those are all tied together with what I do with my license now.
Yeah.
And so, and then the last thing, to what separates me from other realtors is the relationships at the end of the day. Having people like you on the team to make these deals happen for our clients.
Yeah.
Having a general contractor, having your inspectors, having, designers and interior designers, having photographers, marketing people, having every single relationship you need to execute selling and buying real estate.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching the Realtor Spotlight. Caleb, thank you so much for being here with me today. It's great spending time with you.
Yeah, man.
Hearing about all of the wins that you're having right now. And we'll see you guys in a few weeks.